So, once again, the Japanese influence, these Mexican river stones represent a river flowing into the ocean. You can hear the delightful waterfall over here. As a dozen, it's really cool. Flower in pyramids that was over 2,000 years old that were still viable. You have to score them and then put them in water. And how are you doing?
Isn't this like a moonscape?
We try to use sustainable landscape techniques here as much as possible. This is one of the few places that we use chemicals. We had to use chlorine to keep this the way it is, to keep the beauty of the moon pool. I got to photograph this one night with a full moon.
Oh boy.
On the water.
Oh boy.
When my mother, the dear soul, is 94 years old, I brought her here and I explained that this is only about 2.5 feet deep and it's painted white. And it's actually floating right here.
Yeah. So beautiful.
So you see now what I was referring to as the shower heads. Oops.
Yeah, that's okay.
Which way would you like to go? Okay. Let's step up there, folks. It always amazes me on 37.5 acres. Send out, we had 5 docents today, 5 groups. My hands are free and you are wearing earphones, then I can be talking next to another docent and you're not going to hear them, it wouldn't interfere with one another. Maybe one of the problems that email I told you about derived from was they're not locked.
Oh.
That's one of the differences between a public park and this.
You certainly couldn't do that in a public park.
No. Are water lilies. Water lilies are not lotuses. Just like all cactuses are succulents, but all succulents are not cactuses. The cacti has been deliberate things like railroad stakes buried in the sand at the bottom of a slide. I was raking a tot rock. And it was like some medieval trap for kids.
Wow!
And it's
waterproof.
Oh my God.
It's called
Wow.
It's the name is slipping from me. It's hydrophilicity, super micro. Hydrophilicity. Anyhow, there's little tiny nodes on these leaves. And so it is a relative term, but these are called self-cleaning plants because the water, when the wind blows the water, it takes the debris off of them. They all are relatively clean. So there's the main house. That's what the Gavitz built. Donna lived in this smaller apartments, 3 bedrooms. 2 baths, kitchen, living room. That's where the seeds come from. And if you look carefully, if this was a really hot day and it's going to get hot, you'd be able to smell honey. There's bees going in and out in the back of the trunk of this. See those
I'm glad it stopped.
Yeah.
Those are the restrooms. Anybody need to use a restroom? So you can look in the back of the
Looks like it's about to bloom. Or maybe not.
You kind of like her?
What's the yellow stuff from?
Where? It's moss. Stevens lived here. This was his demonstration garden. And you come up here with your horse and come up and water. As well as an insecticide. It goes through the irrigation system to fertilize and is sprayed on the plants as an insecticide. We saw Greg down at the by the water garden with his tractor.
Compost tea?
Yes, it's brown liquid that comes from the bottom of the composting. Yes, ma'am.
Is this from a worm?
There are various bugs. We have to have a balance between the good guys and the bad guys, because the good guys won't stick around if there's no food for them. So it's not invasive enough. Here, went up 15 feet in the air. Look at these. Primarily pollinated by bats and moths. So they're open at night. They're ephemeral, just like the lotus flower, and left its pollen on it. See those tendrils in the back that are just dangling?
Yeah.
That was it just slid along its leg and left its pollen on it. The paddle cactus is called a tree of life.
You know, I usually sit down.
Well, now you can walk around because we'll make a picture out of it too.
He looks a little wet.
Here.
Okay. My buddy. How you doing?
Perfect.
Mr. Nephew.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, they have that. There's enough there. I'm gonna pick up the house.